You're about to discover something almost every man gets wrong when it comes to women, and it's the kind of truth most guys never recover from once they understand it. Imagine this: she told you she's not interested. She rejected you. Yet somehow, she keeps texting you, laughing at your jokes, showing up in your life randomly, and acting like nothing happened. Confusing, right? Most guys see this and tell themselves, maybe she's confused, maybe she just needs time. That's the exact trap. Here's the reality: she knows exactly what she's doing. She's not confused. She's testing you. She's keeping you on the hook for attention, validation, and emotional support, all while refusing to commit. And the harsh truth? If you keep responding the way you always have, you're playing right into her hands. But it doesn't have to be this way. There's a simple mindset shift that flips the entire dynamic in your favor, instantly. Once you understand it, you'll stop chasing women who don't choose you, and start attracting the ones who actually want to be with a man like you. No begging. No manipulation. No wasted energy. Just power, confidence, and control. In this video, you're going to learn why she rejects you but still acts interested, the psychological tricks she's unknowingly using, and the exact move you need to make immediately to flip the script. The moment you implement this, the attention, desire, and respect you've been missing suddenly come to you, not because you chase her, but because she realizes she can't have you for free. If you've ever felt frustrated, stuck, or unsure how to respond when a woman rejects you yet keeps pulling you in, pay attention. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly how to break free of her games, take back your power, and become the man who's in control, not waiting for scraps of attention, but commanding it naturally. Think about the last time you felt that knot in your stomach because she sent a text right when you were finally starting to move on. You thought you were done, you thought the rejection was final, but then, ping, there she is again. A meme, a hey, or a question about something she knows you're an expert in. You think it's a sign. You think the door is opening back up. But I am here to tell you that the door isn't opening, she's just checking to make sure the lock still works. Most men are living in a state of perpetual hope, and in the world of female psychology, hope is the leash she uses to keep you in her orbit. We have to address the elephant in the room: why would a woman who doesn't want to date you still want to talk to you? To a man, this makes zero sense. If we aren't interested in a woman, we generally don't spend our precious time and energy engaging with her. But women operate on a different emotional currency. That currency is validation. When she rejects you but stays in your life, she is essentially trying to have her cake and eat it too. She wants the freedom to see other men, the freedom to remain unattached, and the freedom to keep her options open, but she also wants the warm, fuzzy feeling of knowing there is a man out there who is obsessed with her. She wants your emotional labor. She wants you to be the guy she can vent to when the bad boy she actually likes doesn't text her back. She wants you to be the ego boost she taps into when she's feeling insecure. It is a parasitic relationship where she takes your strength and gives you nothing but crumbs in return. You have to understand that a woman's confusion is almost always a tactical delay. She isn't confused about how she feels, she's just not sure if she's found someone better than you yet. You are the safety net. You are the, in case of emergency, break glass guy. And as long as you play that role, you will never be the man she truly desires. Desire is not built on availability. It is built on the fear of loss. Right now, she has zero fear of losing you because you've shown her that even after she rejects you, you're still there. You're still liking her photos. You're still responding within 30 seconds. You're still being the nice guy who hopes that your persistence will eventually wear her down. But persistence in the face of rejection isn't romantic, it's low value. It tells her that you don't have any other options. It tells her that your time isn't worth much. It tells her that you don't respect yourself enough to walk away from a deal that isn't working for you. If you want to change how she treats you, you have to change how you value yourself. You have to become a man who is willing to lose her forever to get what he actually wants. Let's talk about the breadcrumbs. You know what I'm talking about. Those little signals she sends just when she feels you slipping away. It's a psychological tactic called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same thing that makes slot machines so addictive. If the machine never paid out, you'd stop playing. But if it pays out just a little bit, every once in a while, you'll stay there for hours, feeding it your money and your time. She is the slot machine, and those flirty texts are the small payouts. She's keeping you addicted to the possibility of a jackpot that is never going to come. She knows that if she completely ignores you, you'll eventually find someone else. She doesn't want you to find someone else because then she loses her source of validation. So, she gives you just enough to keep you on the hook. The only way to win this game is to stop playing it. You have to flip the script entirely. This starts with the realization that your attention is a gift, not a right. If she has rejected the romantic version of you, she no longer gets the supportive, attentive, and funny version of you for free. You must cut off the supply. This isn't about being mean or acting out of spite, it's about self-preservation. If a store refuses to sell you the item you want, you don't keep hanging out in the aisles offering the manager free advice on how to run the business. You leave. You go to a store that wants your business. The moment you stop providing that emotional safety net, something fascinating happens. The power dynamic shifts. She will notice the silence. She will notice that you aren't the first person to like her Instagram post. She will notice that when she texts you something vague, she doesn't get a response for 6 hours, or maybe not at all. This creates a vacuum in her life. Suddenly, the validation she took for granted is gone. This is where her confusion actually turns into genuine curiosity. She starts wondering, wait, did I lose him? Did he find someone else? Is he over me? For the first time, she is the one seeking your approval instead of the other way around. But you have to be careful here. This is the stage where most men fail. They see the woman reaching out more, they see her acting more interested, and they think, it worked. She likes me now. They immediately revert back to their old ways, being overly available, being too eager, and trying to rush into a relationship. And what happens? She feels that familiar sense of control again, realizes you're still her backup plan, and she goes right back to being confused. To truly flip the script, you have to maintain your new frame. You have to become a man who is genuinely busy, genuinely focused on his goals, and genuinely indifferent to whether she stays or goes. Indifference is the ultimate aphrodisiac for a woman who is used to being chased. When you act like her presence is a nice-to-have rather than a must-have, you become a challenge. You become the man she has to earn. Think about the men women are truly obsessed with. Are they the guys who are always waiting by the phone? Are they the guys who are always trying to please them? No. They are the men who have a mission, who have boundaries, and who are willing to say no. By stepping into this version of yourself, you aren't just trying to get her back. You are evolving into a version of yourself that won't even want her if she's still playing games. Let's get into the tactical side of this. What do you actually do when she texts you after a rejection? Step 1, delay your response. If she's not your priority, she shouldn't get a priority response. Let her wait. Let her wonder what you're doing. Maybe you're at the gym, maybe you're out with friends, maybe you're working on a project that matters more than a text message. Step 2, keep your replies short and unbothered. No emojis, no long paragraphs, no asking her questions to keep the conversation going. If she says, "Hey, how are you?" you say, "Good, busy with work. Hope all is well." That's it. You are showing her that your emotional energy is now reserved for things that actually provide a return on investment. Step 3, become a ghost on social media. Stop watching her stories the second she posts them. In fact, stop watching them altogether. If you're constantly peering into her life through a screen, you're still giving her your energy. You need to create a sense of mystery. She needs to feel like she doesn't know who you are anymore. This creates fearing of missing out or FOMO. She sees you leveling up, maybe you're posting photos of your fitness progress, or you're out at a new restaurant, or you're traveling, and she realizes that your life is moving forward without her. This is a massive blow to her ego and a massive boost to your perceived value. Now, let's address the "why are you being so distant" question. This is a trap. She is trying to guilt-trip you back into your role as her emotional servant. She wants you to admit that you're hurt or that you're trying to ignore her. Do not fall for it. If she asks why you're being distant, your answer should be simple: I've just been focused on my own stuff lately. No drama, no explanations, no blaming her for the rejection. You are simply a man who has better things to do than engage in a friendship that doesn't serve him. This sends the message that you have moved on, and if she wants back in, she's going to have to work for it. The reality is that some women will never step up. They will see that they can no longer use you for validation, and they will simply disappear. And you know what? That is a massive victory. Every minute you spend on a woman who doesn't value you is a minute you aren't spending on the woman who will. By clearing out the validation vampires in your life, you make room for genuine attraction and respect. You stop being a spectator in your own romantic life and start being the lead actor. You have to understand the concept of the frame. The frame is the underlying reality of an interaction. Up until now, you have been living in her frame. Her frame says, I am the prize, you are the pursuer, and I will decide if and when you get my attention. You need to break that frame and establish your own. Your frame should say, I am a high-value man with a full life. I am looking for a partner who is enthusiastic about being with me. If you are not that person, that's fine, but you don't get access to my time. When you operate from this frame, everything changes. You don't get upset about a rejection because you realize it's just a filtering process. She's not rejecting you because she doesn't even know the real, empowered version of you. She's rejecting the low-value behavior you were showing. Once you stop the low-value behavior, the rejection becomes irrelevant. You are a new man. And if she wants to get to know this new man, she has to start from scratch. She has to prove her worth. She has to show consistency. If she starts flirting again, don't just jump into bed with her or start calling her your girlfriend. Test her. See if she's willing to make plans. See if she's willing to respect your time. If she flakes or goes cold again, you walk away instantly. No second chances for people who treat you like an option. That is the ultimate power move. A man who is willing to walk away and never look back is the most dangerous man in the dating world because he cannot be controlled. Think about what your life would look like if you weren't constantly checking your phone for a notification from a girl who doesn't even want you. Think about the mental clarity you would have. Think about how much more you could achieve in your career, your fitness, and your personal growth. That energy you've been pouring into her is like water being poured into a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You're exhausted because you're working for something that can never be filled. When you plug that hole, when you stop giving your energy to women who don't deserve it, you start to overflow. You become a magnet. Other women will sense that you have self-respect. They will sense that you aren't desperate. And they will be drawn to that like a moth to a flame. This is the hidden truth about attraction. It's not about what you do, it's about who you are. You can't trick a woman into liking you with the right text or the right gift. But you can be the kind of man that women naturally want to be around. That man is someone who has boundaries. That man is someone who doesn't tolerate games. That man is someone who knows his worth and isn't afraid to enforce it. When you become that man, the situation we started with, the woman who rejects you but keeps texting you, doesn't even happen anymore. Because either she sees your value and doesn't want to risk losing you by rejecting you, or you see her games early on and you cut her out before she even has the chance to string you along. This transformation requires a kill the old self mentality. You have to kill the version of you that seeks validation from women. You have to kill the version of you that is afraid of being alone. You have to kill the version of you that thinks being nice is a currency for sex or love. It's not. Respect is the currency. And you can't get respect from someone else until you give it to yourself. Walking away from a woman who has rejected you but wants to keep you as a friend or a backup is the highest form of self-respect. It is you saying to the universe, I deserve better than this, and I am willing to wait for it. The psychological shift you're undergoing right now is permanent. Once you see the matrix of female validation seeking, you can never go back to being the guy who gets played. You see the, hey, texts for what they are, ego pokes. You see the flirty jokes for what they are, breadcrumbs. You see the, I'm not ready for a relationship, for what it is, I'm looking for something better, but stay close just in case. And because you see it, it can no longer hurt you. You have the shield of awareness. You have the sword of indifference that I want you to take a moment and realize that you are in the driver's seat. You are the one who decides who gets to talk to you. You are the one who decides who gets to see you. You are the one who decides what kind of treatment you will accept. If she's been playing games, the game is over. You've just flipped the board. From this point forward, you don't respond to crumbs. You don't answer late night, I'm bored, texts. You don't listen to her problems with other guys. You are a ghost to the old version of her, and a mystery to the new one. As you go through this process, you might feel a sense of loss. That's normal. You're mourning the idea of her that you had in your head. But remember, the idea you had of her wasn't real. The real her is the one who rejected you and then tried to use you for attention. That's the woman you're walking away from. And the man you're becoming is someone she's going to regret losing. But by the time she realizes it, you'll be so far ahead of her that she won't even be on your radar anymore. You'll be too busy being the man who commands respect and attention naturally, without ever having to ask for it. The final piece of the puzzle is consistency. You cannot do this for a week and then fold when she sends a particularly spicy text or a photo. You have to be a rock. You have to be unshakable. If you decide that you are done being her backup, then you are done. Period. If she wants to talk to you, she needs to come to you with a clear intention and a genuine apology for wasting your time. Anything less is a waste of your breath. Hold the line. Protect your peace. Build your empire. In every interaction, ask yourself, is this behavior bringing me closer to the life I want, or is it keeping me stuck in a loop of seeking someone else's approval? If it's the latter, cut it out. You have so much more to offer the world than being a fan of a girl who doesn't appreciate you. Become your own biggest fan. Invest in your body, your mind, and your bank account. The more you focus on yourself, the more the world, and women, will focus on you. It is a fundamental law of the universe. What you chase, flies away. What you build, attracts. You've been given the tools today to break free from the trap of the friendly rejection. You know why she does it, you know how she does it, and most importantly, you know how to stop it. The script has been flipped. The power is back in your hands. Don't waste it. Step into your power today. Stop being the man who waits, and start being the man who acts. Stop being the man who asks, and start being the man who decides. Your future self is waiting for you to make this move. Don't let him down. If you found value in this breakdown and you're ready to stop being the guy who gets played and start being the man who leads, then you need to take the next step. Most men have the knowledge, but they lack the discipline to apply it when things get emotional. They fall back into old habits the moment a girl looks at them with those, maybe, eyes. I don't want that to be you. I want you to have the ironclad confidence that comes from knowing exactly who you are and what you bring to the table. This isn't just about dating, it's about every area of your life. It's about how you carry yourself in a room, how you negotiate in business, and how you demand respect from everyone you meet. If you're ready to truly level up and leave the games behind forever, I've put together something specifically for you. It's a deep dive training that goes beyond the basics and gives you the psychological blueprints to master your own mind and the minds of those around you. You'll learn the high-level tactics of attraction, the secrets of body language, and the mindset shifts that make rejection impossible because you'll be the one doing the choosing. Click the link in the description below to gain access to this exclusive training. It's time to stop settling for crumbs and start taking the whole meal. This is your moment. Take back your power, take back your time, and become the man you were always meant to be. Don't just watch this video and go back to your old life. Click the link, do the work, and I'll see you on the inside where the real transformation begins. Your new life is one decision away. Make it now.